Hello everyone, Adrian here, and this is going to be another mental health video. I think it's been a while since I did one of those, mainly because I had nothing to say. Now I feel like I have something to say, and the topic of this one is going to be, not that, it's going to be, oh my god, I should have drank a cup of water, but it's going to be therapy resistance. And when I say that, I don't mean the person's resistant like antibiotic resistant. I mean like consciously, subconsciously, and just refusing to go or something like that. That's what I mean. And for me, there's like three types of resistance. There's, refusing to go outright, just like, resisting going. There's when you go and you're pretty much made it up in your mind that you're not going to give them crap. You're not going to give them shit. You're not going to talk about anything. You're going to refuse to do things, and you're going to lie and so. That's the other form of resistance, but that's what I call conscious resistance. And then the other form is subconscious resistance, where you don't realize that you're actually resisting talking about things and getting to the root of problems, and you don't consciously realize you're doing that, but you're doing it. And so let's talk about the first one. Like resistance to therapy, the first one where you just outright refuse to go. I know there are people that, again, don't go, even though they're having so many problems. They're having like a lot of problems, and they're talking with friends, and their friends are good, but you can only go so far sometimes. Sometimes you do need professional help, and they're aware that they need professional help, but for some reason or another they just refuse to go. They have this resistance to it, that they're just not gonna go. You know what I mean? And maybe things will get better, hopefully, but a lot of times they stay even, and they don't end up going until things get so categorically bad that the damage is so far done that it might not even be able to be repaired, that their life might not even be able to be what it was before. You know what I'm saying? So typically, like I said, those people, it just stays the same, and they're the same, nothing gets better, it sucks. And like I said, and then the other one is, it gets so bad that that's when they finally decide to go. And there could be many reasons why people, resist it. One reason could be, they've had a bad experience that, I don't want to go. Another reason is just pride. Sometimes pride gets in the way of so many things. And like for me, for example, when I go to the gym, I used to be really prideful, and I kind of developed the mantra of, when you go to the gym, leave your pride out the door. Like, at least that's what I say when I'm going to the gym. Like, there are people that are stronger than me. There are going to be people that know more than me. I can learn from them. I don't know everything. I'm not going to just sit here and be super prideful at my own detriment. You know what I mean? And some people are so prideful that they just refuse to need the help, that they just feel that they can do it on their own, and they see it as a sign of weakness, actually getting help. I mean, another reason is that people think that they just simply know more, than the person. Like, oh, I know my problems, I don't need to go to that, I can do it myself, I know everything, and it's like, no, you don't know everything, you're not better. I mean, for example, like, when, my psychiatrist, I know more about pharmacology than my psychiatrist. I know more. But in terms of mental health, I do not. You know what I mean? You may know more than them in something, but you don't know more than them in mental health. So, those are a few reasons why, and it's just sometimes it's just a little sad, because it's just, if you could just get out of your way, you don't know how much better things can actually get for you. And then there's the conscious, resistance, and that's one where you go to the therapist, but you already made it up in your mind that, fuck this. Sorry for the swearing, but that's for purpose, fuck this. I don't care. I'm gonna do everything I can. They're not getting anything out of me. Screw this. I'm gonna tell lies. I'm gonna be really resistant. I'm gonna refuse to do things. And I think a good example of this is, has anyone ever seen Good Will Hunting? Will, the character, that was his name, I hope. That was his name, I haven't seen that movie in forever, but that was his name, and at the beginning he was incredibly resistant. Like, he didn't speak, he was very belligerent, and, just antagonized the therapist, antagonized Robin Williams. That's what conscious resistance is. And this can be for a lot of things. This could be sometimes people are forced to go into therapy, which people should never, in my opinion, should never be forced to go into therapy. Because if you force someone to do something, they're going to resist the hell out of it. You're going to have a hard time getting anywhere. So that needs to be someone's choice, in my opinion. And this is where, that's a really prime example. Like, he was essentially, Will was essentially forced and he resisted the hell out of it. That's an example of, like, resisting that way, consciously resisting the person, resisting therapy. Like I said, one reason could be if you're forced to go, and that's a big reason, like kids, teenagers, sometimes they're forced to go and they're just not going to give them anything. Another way is that just to show, people sometimes do that just to show that they know more and they can do things on their own. So, with that pridefulness and that, I think I'm smarter than this person, sorry, got a text. It really does get in the way, and that could be a reason why people consciously resist. I mean, other people consciously resist when they just don't want to talk about it. They're just like, I don't want to talk about this. No, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to give one responses. And, people might just feel that they don't want to talk about it. It brings up too many memories and they're just going to resist that way. I mean, but that's consciously resistant. And then there's subconscious resistance. And that's what I call. That's where you go and you want to get help, but you're not revealing anything because you're not revealing anything. You're resisting, but you don't realize you're doing it. And that's the category that I fell in. This is speaking from personal experience. Like the first 2 counseling sessions I went in before I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and all this jazz, before everything, like when I went in, like I didn't realize I was consciously resisting, subconsciously resisting. Like I wasn't giving like the full truth that I should have been given. I wasn't giving full truth. I was giving like half truth, giving very little information. Like I was giving maybe 1 or 2 responses. I wasn't revealing everything that I should have been revealing. Like I was like if I had a bad day, I was like, yeah, I got hit by a car. And then like say if I was like suicidal, I got hit by a car, it's such a bad day. But I actually purposely walked into the middle of the street to get hit by a car. I would maybe leave something like that out. I would just say I got hit by a car. That's an example of subconsciously resisting. Like, you don't realize you're doing it. And I was doing that a lot. Like I wasn't really telling everything. And for me, what really changed things was that I went on YouTube, and I can't remember what the video it was. I found a video, and it talked about resistance. And it talked about like some people don't realize they're doing it. And then the light bulb clicked on my head when I saw the video, and it was just like, holy crap, I'm actually resisting. I didn't even was aware. And then I go into the 3rd time, and I'm still doing it. And then I commented, like, oh my god, this is what I'm doing. And then I actually told my therapist this. I told her, I think I'm actually resisting this therapy. And then we talked about that. And once I got over that hump, that's when things started to progress. That's when things started to get better. And that's subconscious resistance. And again, there could be many reasons. Like sometimes you do it to avoid pain. Because it's really tough as shit to talk about really painful things. It really is. It's tough as hell to bring up those memories, to bring up those feelings and emotions with those memories. And you're actively talking about things that make you feel bad, that make you feel terrible, and you're confronting them. That is tough to do. It's really tough. And I think that in my case, that was the reason why I was resisting without realizing it, And the thing about it is, when it comes to therapy, it's going to get worse before it gets better because you're bringing up all these past shit that you haven't properly dealt with. And they're coming to the forefront, and you're not equipped to deal with them yet. And that's why, therapy often gets worse before it gets better, and it does get better. And those are the type of resistance I'm talking about. Like, the resistance, like refusing to go. That's the resistance to therapy, just refusing to go, outright refusing. And consciously resistance. You're there, but you're made it up in your mind that screw this, I'm not going to even bother, I'm going to, antagonize them, piss them off. Like Goodwill Hunting was a prime example of that. Subconscious resistance. Well, I'm a prime example of that. Like I wasn't revealing. I would tell things, but I wasn't saying everything that I should have been saying and really digging deep or anything. So there's like conscious resistance saying I'm there, but I'm being a therapist, but screw that, I'm not going. Refusal just to go. And then there's subconscious resistance, not realizing you're doing it. And the thing about it is you really do, in order to get help, you need to get over that hump, over that resistant hump. Once you get over that, that's when progress is going to start happening. And like for subconscious resistance, it's a lot easier to get over when you realize you're doing it. Conscious resistance, that's a little easier too, because if you have a good therapist, trust me, they can make sure they can penetrate that mindset when you're consciously resistant. Like, and it has been done. It has been done before, and so that's another one that it's easier to do too if you have a good therapist. Because if you don't have a good therapist, they'll just say like, yeah, screw it, I'm making money. Oh well. But the hardest one is like refusing to go to a therapist. That's probably the hardest one because there is no professional there that's gonna be really great professional that's gonna be able to penetrate that. That's the hardest one. That's just absolutely refusing to go. That's the hardest one, and not just that too. But like I said, oftentimes people are not gonna go see it until like things get horribly worse, unfortunately. But that's just my 2 cents, my resistance to therapy. Hope everyone enjoyed. I hope everyone had a happy holidays too. So goodbye, everyone.